All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prescribed Truth. I'm Jamal Bandy, the one who seeks to distribute the truth that the doctor prescribes to the church and the world today. And today I want to review this article, this beautiful, well put, well spoken article by a good brother named Samuel Say. Now, I say good brother, I never met him personally, but off of social media, and he's a writer. You know, he published blogs and everything else. I mean, Christian brother, definitely not on the woke side of things, but he's definitely awake. This article is fairly recent, and it's called "What Does It Mean to Be Black?" Now, I've seen it circling across social media, people are sharing it and everything else, and I finally got around to looking at it, and I'm like, yes, yes, this was dope. It was dope. It was well put, well spoken, and I wanted to review it with you guys and share my thoughts as we go through it. I'm gonna post a link to this article in the description, so you guys can check it out yourselves. But it is well written. It was posted February 21st, 2020. Is now the 23rd, so I'm a couple of days behind responding to this. But as I read it, I like really just read it, and I'm like, yeah, I got to do a video on this and talk about this article. The last time I did a video on reviewing an article was when Edwin Ramirez from the Proverbial Life did an article on his website called 10 Reasons the Woke Church Movement Will Fail. And I did a review of it. And that was a good article. So man, check out the Proverbial Life on YouTube. Listen to the podcast on Anchor. You can check out the Proverbial Life. Okay. Edwin Ramirez, he was woke, at one point, but then he recognized that being alive was enough. Being made alive was enough. All right. So, but this article is called "What Does It Mean to Be Black?" It's by Samuel Say, like I said, and just want to review this with you. So without any further ado, let's jump in it. All right. All right. So it says, "What does it mean to be black?" By Samuel Say. He says, look, guys, listen to this. I've been called black on the outside, white on the inside many times. And that's because too many black people agree with white racists that a black person's skin color shapes who they are. Woo. Man, like, this is, guys, he's not even set root yet in where he's going at with this article. But you see it here laid out in this. I mean, wow. I read this line and I'm like, you ain't gotta say that, you ain't gotta say anything else. Like, yo, if you you wrote this and that was your blog and ended it, hey, that's it, man. That's it. He's been called black on the outside, white on the inside. Now, who made a comment like that before that we can think of? Eric Mason. You know what I'm saying? Angloid, as he called it, slurs. But he says that's because too many black people agree with white racists. Oh man. Oh man, can you imagine the reality check of that? I mean, the reality check. Wow. And they agree with them. Black people, those black people agree with white racists that a black person's skin color shapes who they are. Ouch. Ouch. Oh man, let's go and say this. If you're unfamiliar with the phrase black on the outside, white on the inside, it's a racial epithet to describe black people who do not, quote unquote, act black. The phrase is synonymous with other racial slurs like Oreo, coon, and Uncle Tom. Yeah. These racial slurs shame and label some black people like me, as self-hating traitors who worship white people. Black people who say that about me offend me more than white racists do. Ouch, man. Like Samuel say coming through with the daggers, fam. Like, look, like black, and this is true, man. Like, I feel the same way. You see a white person who's racist and you see who they are, you see where they're coming from, you see them a mile away. But black people who offend like this, they offend me more. They do offend me more. Wow, man. But look why he says it. Listen to why he says that they offend him more. He says that their insults are more painful than a white person calling me a nigger. Wow, man. Now you say, okay, wait a minute, bro. You just saying that. You just trying to, so you trying to pump yourself up. You making excuses or whatever the case may be. You can say all of that, but you'll say, okay, that's all he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just saying that stuff. He's trying to be all dramatic. But listen to why. Listen to the why, man. He says, when a white person says I'm a nigger, he's expressing his hatred for what I look like. Oh, man, come on. He says, when a black person says I'm black on the outside, white on the inside, he's expressing his hatred for who I am. It's like if Samuel was here, man, I just want to meet this brother, man. I want to give him a big hug, man. Like I just want to shake him, like, bro, do you know what you're writing there? Like that's true. You're expressing your hatred for how I think, my mind, my identity, who I am. That's what your hatred is being expressed as, or that's how you're expressing your hatred for who I am. But when a white person says I'm a nigger, and for those of you who feels like that's cuss words shouldn't say that, A, B, and C, this is what the article says. It's a word. We all know what it is, okay? But when a white person says it about me, they're expressing their hatred for what I look like. That's what it comes from, because they don't know me. It doesn't matter what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what I'm thinking. They see me. They see a black person. They say, I hate your skin color. Therefore, this is who you are. Wow. Wow, man. The first line of this article could have been done at that, but you talking about this part here? Hey, man, you could have cut the article, man. That's it, man. Like, you said enough. You said enough right here, bro. But that is so true. He says, black people shame me for who I am more often than white people do. Ouch. Who I am, my thoughts, how I, like how I interact with information, how I gain information, how I obtain it, and how I do research, and my understanding, and what makes me me. Not associated with my skin color, but just who I am as an individual. Wow, man. He says, black people call me a coon and an Uncle Tom more often than white people call me nigger. And I'm going to tell you this, my whole life, I'm 31 years old. I've never had a white person to my face call me a nigger. That's me. I can't say that for any other black person or African American, that's in my generation, but I've never experienced that. But I have experienced black people say, man, you act white, or you love white, you must love white folks. You this and that and the third, or man, you ain't acting black. I've had that. Like something wrong with your mind, how you thinking, and A, B, and C. Wow. Yeah, it's true. That's so true. It's unfortunate. It's sad, but it's the reality. He says, it's not white people who openly use racial slurs against me. It's black people. Wow, man. Now you read this. Come on now. You can read this and be like, oh, he's attacking black people. He's attacking black people. No, he's not. He's not attacking black people. No. He's attacking those black people who choose to use this terminology against people for expressing their thoughts and how they feel and how they don't agree with the narrative. And therefore, those black people is what he's addressing. But he's addressing these things to get you to think, especially Christians. Because there are Christians who've used these racial slurs, right? Eric Mason. And so he says, the phrase black on the outside, white on the inside suggests that for many black people, blackness is more than skin deep. Increasingly, a person's blackness has more to do with their allegiance to Afrocentrism than their African ancestry. So it had nothing to do with your ancestry or where you come from, actually, but just Afrocentrism. This is what your blackness has to do with. It's deeper than just your skin. All right. So Afrocentrism and woke ideology has become the purity test for black people. Oh, you ain't truly black if you don't agree with this over here. You ain't truly black. You ain't acting black because you don't agree with this woke narrative. You ain't acting black if you ain't trying to push for Afrocentrism. If you ain't black, if you ain't about your black queens and kings, you know what I'm saying? That kind of idea. If you ain't finding your identity in those things, then you're not pure black. You're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? You still sleep. You need to wake up. It says blackness has become a culture and a political ideology, and definitely has. I mean, look at the Democratic debate. Oh man. I mean, the first one, I don't know about the second one, I ain't watch it, but the first debate, I mean, they sitting there. I mean, it was just like they just kissing up the black people. Everything, just kissing up the black people. I got more black friends than you. I got this black friends. I got more black people over here on my side than you. I've been in the fight for black people. Where you been at? And blah 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 blah. Like that's all it was. That's all it was about. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just kissing up the black folks. You know, that's all it was. Kiss ups. So it says hip hop culture and leftist politics have become as, or perhaps even more, fundamental to blackness as black skin. Hip hop culture and leftist politics has become as fundamental to blackness as black skin. I mean, yeah. I mean, because how you think, being part of the hip hop culture and where your views stand in politics, yeah, I mean, that's going to be the period test. Are you truly acting black? Therefore, black people who dissent from the hip hop culture or leftist politics are considered guilty of treason and heresy. You are a traitor. You are hating your people by not agreeing with the leftist ideologies and politics, and then not embracing the hip hop culture or their ideas that flow from that culture and everything else. That's how some see it. I'm not saying all do, but that's a good majority of people who do that. Then he says, in his book, Black Theology and Black Power, James Cone said, being black in America has little to do with skin color. Being black means that your heart, your soul, your mind, and your body are where the dispossessed are. Everything about you, your identity and everything else is where the dispossessed are. That's what being black is. Okay. I'm just saying. That definition for blackness has become mainstream and it's infiltrating some Christian circles, and that it is. Nevertheless, many black people, namely black leftists, have become much like the people they hate. Oh, man. I mean, he's coming through with the dagger still. The dagger, I mean, he just stab. I mean, he just landed in there. Nevertheless, many black leftists have become much like the people they hate. By embracing woke ideology, black leftists have adopted and evolved ideas that were originally developed by white supremacists. Ouch. Man, will you stop cutting them already? Like that's man, oh goodness. Then it says, like white supremacists, black leftists believe a person's skin color is the core of their identity. You start agreeing with the people you hate. You hate the white supremacists. You hate the white racists, but you agreeing with them. I mean, you've evolved ideas and adopted these ideas that your skin color makes you who you are. Even Martin Luther King said we should not be defined by our skin color, but the content of our character. But no, you take it the other way around. Our skin color should determine the content of our character. If you're black, you should be thinking this type of way. And if you're not thinking that type of way, well, then you white on the inside. You ain't truly black. Come on, man. Oh, man. So like white supremacists, black leftists believe a person's skin color is the core of their identity. They agree with white supremacists that a person's skin color shapes who they are. They believe black people are a monolithic group. They believe a person's skin color should form their behavior and interests, and they use racial slurs to shame black people. Let's reread this real quick. I want you to see the stabs that are coming through here. Like white supremacists, black leftists believe a person's skin color is the core of their identity. Stab. They agree with white supremacists that a person's skin color shapes who they are. Stab. They believe black people are a monolithic group. Double stab. They believe a person's skin color should form their behavior and interests. Stab. And they use racial slurs to shame black people. Just daggers in, stab. And stab. I did like a boxing punch, but it's like two stabs, stab. Like that's what it is, man. Just cutting, man. Just cutting deep. White supremacists are wrong about what it means to be black and woke. Black leftists are wrong about what it means to be black too. Man, he says, as I explained last week, blackness isn't a history or a culture. It's just a skin color. Blackness is just a level of melanin in the person's skin. Blackness is only skin deep. My mind isn't black. Let me highlight this guy. Can you see that? Can y'all see that highlight? It's right there. Y'all should be able to see that, man. My mind isn't black. My heart isn't black. My soul isn't black. White supremacists and black leftists disagree. I mean, he just couldn't. Just keep stabbing them, man. I mean, how many stabs has it been in this whole article? It's been a bunch. He's just stabbing. He says, white supremacists and black leftists disagree, but my skin color is the least significant thing about me. It is. Then he says, I like this line here. He says, if I woke up as a white person tomorrow morning, it wouldn't change who I am. I would be the same person, except I would pack sunscreen in my bag instead of cocoa butter. Show you right, Samuel. Show you right, man. Like, that's it. I mean, it's the least significant thing about me. If I woke up a different skin, if I woke up Asian, if I woke up any other ethnicity, I still would have who I am. It'll be me. Then he says, so what does it mean to be black? It means the same thing as being white, Asian, and brown. Human. That's it. Human. Black people aren't niggers, and we aren't black on the outside, white on the inside either. We're just black, beautifully black, and we should celebrate that. God made us beautiful for his pleasure. We're all fearfully and wonderfully made. All of us. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, you're talking about a drop the mic moment, a drop the mic and walk out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got something to say it to my back, because I'm out of here. I said what I said. I ain't taking it back. I'm done with it. Just drop the mic. Boom. That's it, man. He was cutting all through here, man. Just cutting away. Cutting with the truth, man. Now, that is some prescribed truth for you. So I just wanted to share that with you. What are your thoughts on this article? If you read it yourself, if you looked in the link before and read it yourself, what is your thoughts on this article? Leave it in the comments below. If you don't mind, like and share this and share that article. Share that article. That needs to be reached a lot of places, man. All right. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. And once again, I am Jamal Bandy. If you want to contact me, you can email me at prescribe.truth@gmail.com, or you can call me at 801-980-6333. Leave me a voicemail, or we can chop it up, whatever the case may be. If you want to support this ministry, you can do so by joining me on Patreon. The link is in the description. But remember, this world is full of errors, but the only thing that the doctor prescribes is truth. Blessings.